pray to God direct my steps on this path I'm going. Give me peace of mind so that I stay focused. Give me discipline so that I keep going. To the gym even when results ain't showing. Lord, give me the faith I need to.
Peace, family. My name is Rumunera. I am the owner and conjurer here at Conjure Works. Welcome back to my sanctuary. I have truly been putting off making this video. You know, I want to deal really quickly with the climate of where we are currently in the world today. Myself, I'm sure, like many others, have been going to our altars and dealing with spirit at our altars concerning where we find ourselves currently in the world. And I, too, have been doing the same. In fact, over the last 3 nights, I've actually had my war altar lit consecutively back to back. Just petitioning spirit on wisdom concerning what we should be doing right now. And for a lot of people, you are not going to like this message, but I need y'all to really understand that the United States is not the United States anymore. I really need y'all to hear this so that you understand the magnitude of danger that we all could find ourselves in. And the message of spirit is in 3 cards. I pulled these cards from the Hoodoo Tarot deck. That is the deck that I am using. And the 3 cards that came forward were the 2 of Sticks, the Ace of Sticks, and Gullah Jack. Gullah Jack was actually the last card pull that I had, just directly asking spirit the position of the United States, and it was Gullah Jack. And those of you who are familiar with the Hoodoo Tarot deck, then you would know that Gullah Jack is equivalent to, or is, the Hanged Man. And that is the position of the United States, and not only just this current United States, but every government connected to these United States of America and the contracts that go in accordance to those governings. When we look at Sticks, because that's what kept coming up, Sticks speaks to primal energy, power, passion, and authority. And I want to jump really quickly into the symbolism of each card and what spirit is saying through each card. And I want to start with the Ace of Sticks. The Ace of Sticks is essentially a depiction of the ancestors reaching a hand out of a cloud in the sky, and in their hand is a stick, and attached to that stick is a leaf. And when we look at the symbolism and the breakdown of this card, you can see that there is a depiction of this spirit or this being looking towards mounds, towards the Indian mounds, to be specific. The Indian mound that is found in Louisiana. And what spirit is really saying to us through this card is that we are truly about to start seeing progress towards the so-called African American, Black American on this land. We are about to really start seeing progress as far as laws and recognition and laws concerning who we are as the aboriginal, indigenous, whatever word you want to attach to it, to these lands here in America, also known as the Indians. And also through this card, Spirit is also giving the instruction that if you live in those areas of Mississippi, Charleston, South Carolina, North Carolina, um, uh, New Orleans, Savannah, Spirit is giving the call to study the mounds, study the ancient mounds, aka mountains, aka pyramids that you find in those areas. And once you are finished studying those mounds, to get to those mounds and begin to cry out to Spirit, to cry out to the ancestors, because they are listening. Get to the mounds. These mounds, Spirit is saying, are energy center points, especially those in the north, the south, Pennsylvania. I feel like we also have some here in Arizona that I'm going to start looking into. But these mounds, if you can go with groups of people, go out with groups of people and go to these mounds and just start talking to the ancestors, elevating the ancestors, lifting up the ancestors, calling down the energy of the ancestors. That has been super, super huge. At my altar, I'm going to insert one of the candles that I've been burning at my war altar, as I have been calling down the ancestors, calling down the spirit of vengeance, the spirit of rebellion. You can see in the candle that was burning, you can see the roots growing, and they're beginning to grow upwards. And so for me, that is a signaling of the ancestors are present, the roots are listening, the roots are building in energy. And now it's time for us to begin going out and crying out at these mounds, crying out at these energy points, taking offerings to these energy points, and sitting and meeting with the ancestors, because they are energy points, energy centers. Okay. Through the Ace of Sticks card, this is also speaking about us facing our fears, okay, dealing with our challenges head on, using this time as self-expression, really expressing yourself, expressing the times, expressing what's happening around you, okay? But not only that, but taking the opportunity to not only see the undoing of the world, but also seeing the possibility and possibilities of what the world could become and is becoming, because we have to see it. We have to see the vision in order for it to manifest, okay? And so self-expression is super important right now. Letting your passion inspire you towards change. Letting your passion inspire you, especially non-people of color. Spirit is really desiring for you to get angry and to allow your rage to really fuel your actions. Okay, that doesn't always mean putting your bodies on the forefront in order to cause harm to you or the people around you, but it's using your voice. Okay, it's advocating for people that don't look like you right now. Okay, for people that don't have your supremacy or your power. Okay, so taking the bull by the horn. Self-confidence right now, courage, have courage right now, but also see the growth that's also happening and the possibilities of growth. But be mindful that there is a time to use your force, okay, to use your power, to use that rage that's bubbling underneath. Okay, Spirit is saying this is the spark before the power, before the fire. This is the ancestral power that is raising, and it will not be stopped. Okay, so the Ace of Sticks will translate into wands in the traditional tarot. And this deals with the spine and the backbone. To me, this deals with this is speaking to the spine and the backbone of the collective. What is the position of your spines? What is holding up your back? Okay. What is guarding your moral authority? Spirit is calling for you to stand upright in your power. Okay. When we look at the sprouting leaves that's coming from this stick within this card, it speaks about growth. Okay, growth happening fast. But growth and progress will only happen fast if we don't be hesitant with this moment, okay, with the momentum of this moment. Also, the Ace of Sticks is a fire element. And so this is speaking about your will, your courage, your libido, your rage. But all of this must be transmuted into productive motion. Okay, productive motion. The ace deals with the seed state. So we are planting or beginning a new thing. Okay, we have the opportunity to begin a new thing, to go in a different direction. Okay, but Spirit is saying, even though this energy is at its seed state, there is no promised outcome. There is no promised outcome. Only possibility. And what will determine that possibility is what we decide to do next as a collective. What those next steps look like. And it's not going to be any of the steps that we've taken before. It's not going to be, it can't be in any of the ways, and the structures and the thinking and the operating and the communicating and the structuring. It cannot be done in ways that it has been done before. And so Spirit is saying, I'm giving you seeds. What you do next is what's going to determine the possibilities of what is going to grow and germinate and manifest, okay? Spirit is saying that fire, unchecked, burns the house down. There's a lot of fires that we as a collective are putting out and having to put out through centuries. We are putting out centuries worth of fires, not fires that have just started this year, 5 years, or 10 years ago. We're talking about centuries worth of fires. And Spirit is saying that until we check these fires, it will continue to burn down each house that we find ourselves existing in, whether it is the collective house or whether it is your individual houses. Because as the head goes, so shall the body follow. Okay, so fire unchecked burns down the house. Okay, burns down houses. Let's go to the next card. I want to go to the Three of Sticks. Okay, and through the Three of Sticks, we see again a root worker standing at the peak of Mount Chiha, the highest natural point in Alabama. He wears a cape of kudzu leaves for protection against malefic spirits as he contemplates what is in front of him. Okay, so this Three of Sticks is really bringing back up the reiteration of the importance of the mounds and getting to the mounds, making connection with the mounds. Okay, the mounds coming back up. Maybe there are going to be a lot of hidden mounds that we may not have had access to or even knowledge of that are going to start resurfacing. Okay, especially a lot of mounds around Alabama. Okay, and as these mounds start resurfacing, people of color need to start getting out to these energy points, okay? The next card I want to get into is the Father of Sticks. This card is giving us instructions for ritual. And through the Father of Sticks, Spirit is saying, that they want us to really start focusing on covering our heads and keeping our crowns covered. But just as much as we keep our crowns covered, Spirit wants us to start washing our crowns more often. Okay, especially from now until we get past the month of March. Spirit is calling for us to really start becoming serious about covering our crowns, and becoming very serious about head washing. And the head washing that Spirit wants us to work with, and Spirit may lead you to curate another one for yourself. The herbs that you can use for this head washing is rye, basil, comfrey, kudzu, and brandy as your base spirit. And you want to work with this head wash and start using it on yourself every couple weeks, covering your crown, washing the crowns of your children, washing the crowns of your family, becoming very serious about anointing your homes, okay, anointing your children and your spouses and your family as they're leaving the house every single day, making sure that you're covering them in prayers of incantations of protection, okay, shield them and barriers, and cloak them and invisibility. Okay, really start cloaking your people and cloaking your family members within spirit and in the spirit realm. Okay, really start hiding your people behind barriers of spiritual protective walls. Okay. So this is a wash that you want to be working with. And then the last thing that I want to cover, because I really don't want this to be long, I want to get into the instructions for this wash is to continue using it until we get past March. March 2nd through the 3rd ushers in the Virgo blood moon, and Spirit is saying that there is going to be an up revving of energy around these things as we push closer and closer into the new year. And some of the things that you can expect are systems malfunctioning, truths, starting to see fractures in the truths that people are telling or the lies that people are telling. Everyone starting to be faced with the truth of what's happening, with the truth of the decisions that you've made, that the people around you have made, that governmental structures have made. And so we're about to really start to really be faced with the decisions and the truth of the decisions that we've made as a country. Spirit is saying there are going to be a lot of bodies that are going to be sacrificed off the backs of ideology. And Spirit is really desiring for y'all to really prepare your spirits and to prepare your hearts, okay? And develop ways to not block out what's happening, but block out what's happening so that you can get a hold of your minds and your emotions, because your energy will always be in motion. Okay, and if your energy is in motion, then that means that you are always in the position of being the conjurer. Okay, meaning that if you're not conjuring and using your energy effectively and in the way that you should so desire, then there is somebody else that is using that energy according to what they desire. Okay, the world to look like around them. We're going to start seeing a lot more whistleblowers step forward. Paper trails are going to start being exposed and resurfacing. A lot of these policies are going to start backfiring, okay? And the people moving into the position where they are no longer making the conscious choice to comply. The people are moving into rebellion. And then the final part, and then I am closing. The fire horse enters into or welcomes in the Chinese New Year on February the 17th, and there's so much symbolism and the fire horse entering, about to enter into February the 17th. And I want you to really pay attention to how the planet is about to change as we move into the energy of the not just a horse but a fire horse. Okay, this speaks to fast, unruly energy, revolutionary energy. Okay, the people no longer having patience for change, chains of bondage with any in any industry, with any aspect of life. The people are done with the chains. We are about to start seeing people act boldly, even more boldly than what we are. My white people, y'all know I love y'all. But as y'all are out there in these streets, I want y'all to use wisdom. And I want y'all to make sure that y'all are going out there with every manner of protection that you can arm yourselves with. I need y'all to work together and take your plans offline. Okay, take your conversations offline and get among each other. Okay, you are a powerful, strong people, and Spirit is desiring for you to show yourself. So show yourself strong. Okay, Spirit is not putting a stop to this. That was one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I said as I had been going to Spirit for the last 3 nights at my war altar. Spirit right outly said to sit in it. It's time for us to really sit in what has been created and curating and festering on this planet for centuries. And Spirit is saying that we will not stop what is already set into motion. This has been set into motion for a long time, and that the people had the opportunity to make a different decision, and that decision did not happen with this last election season. Spirit is saying that the trajectory of where this planet is going has been sealed for a very long time, especially within the last 5 years. It's been sealed. And so Spirit is saying that what is currently in motion is already in motion and it will not be stopped. That there is a lesson that needs to be learned culturally. There is a lesson that needs to be learned spiritually. Okay, and there is a judgment that must hit this land. And hit its rightful owners. And that Spirit is saying that no one will be spared, but that you can protect yourselves and your family. And those of you who know that you have no business in this fight, in this war, Spirit is saying only with eyes shall we look and see the rewards of the wicked. Only with eyes shall we look and see the rewards of the wicked. And so we're going to start seeing people act very boldly, but we will also see these systems shake. And when they shake, the uprisings will begin, and we will begin to see rapid collapse, massive mass movements all across this planet. We're going to start seeing a lot of movement. We're going to start seeing a lot of immigrants begin to escape imprisonment all over this planet. And even within those structures, we're going to begin to see a rebellion. Get your guns. It ain't no other way to say that. Get your guns. As you get your food, as you collect your storehouse, make sure that you are arming that storehouse with your guns. Your government has turned against you. This is not the same United States that you thought it to be even a year ago. We have truly been sold, and we are officially at war with our governments, and Spirit is saying it's time to act accordingly. Okay? Spirit is saying to withdraw your labor. Withdraw your labor. Withdraw your labor. Withdraw your labor. Without labor, empires collapse. Without your labor, empire falls. And understand, when this empire falls, we all gonna lose something. So prepare yourself and steady yourself, because this is not a collapse that you are going to be bamboozled by. We see it coming. Okay, and so Spirit is saying to withdraw your labor, to quiet your resistance, to do away with your spectacles, okay, to arm yourselves, to douse yourselves in your protection rituals, okay, and to tighten your circles and to tighten your communities. And now it's not the time for expansion. Be mindful of the people that are infiltrating your circles. Be mindful of the people that are infiltrating your movements. And as they infiltrate you, you infiltrate them. Okay? An unchecked fire burns down the entire house. The house is on fire. The house is on fire, and I am sounding the alarm. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Sooner or later, it's gonna turn in my favor. It's turning around for me. It won't always be like this. Real soft. The Lord will sooner or later. But you gotta believe it. Turn in my favor. Say the Lord will perfect that concerning me. Say soon.